Speaking of the belt, do you have the belt with you? See it in
Yes.
person?
I'm about to
Look at
fangirl.
that thing.
Ah,
Isn't
that
it
is
though?
beautiful.
Oh, we had a 70-year-old woman, or 70 or 75-year-old woman hit it like almost 200 yards,
Crazy.
right?
You'll get that belt one way or another. Welcome to episode number 15 of From the Bunker podcast. Guys, 15 weeks in, it's been a ride, and I've loved every minute of it and appreciate all the support. If you haven't yet, of course, like, comment, subscribe, follow, leave a review, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unfollow, refollow, wherever you get the podcast. Appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, today's episode is brought to you by none other than 4 Golf Apparel. Got the rope hat on. Just put out some videos on all the quack quack duck gear if y'all want to check that out. But back in 2024, guys, they started testing fabrics, dialing in fits, and just putting together an epic brand and an affordable brand. And that was their mission. They wanted the clean style, comfortable fabrics that wouldn't leave you having to take out a second mortgage on your house to buy a couple shirts and a hat. So if you want some apparel that looks good, feels good, plays good, and doesn't break the bank, look no further than 4golfapparel.com. That's FORE, golfapparel.com. Use code From the Bunker to get 10% off your order. And that even works on stuff that's on sale. But guys, what a weekend of golf we had. Let's just jump right into it. Starting out at the Farmers Insurance Open, Justin Rose put on a unbelievable show. Did he not? 23 under. Okay. He went wire to wire, and he broke like the 36 hole record, the 52 hole record, and the 70 whatever hole record. Like, he just went absolutely insane at Torrey Pines. The second place was 16 under. I mean, Justin Rose just played out of his mind, put on an epic show. I love seeing Rosie win, so I was all about it. Super excited for him. Glad that he's winning. The end of last year, beginning of this year, he's making a comeback, and it's great to see. Really is great to see. What an epic tournament. You had Joel Damon wind up finishing tied for 7th. When he was in second place, he wound up shooting one over on the final day. Tony Finau, man. Tony Finau finally makes a cut and plays some good golf. Got a hole-in-one. I'm pretty sure the first hole-in-one of the year, of the season on the PGA Tour. Tony Finau finished tied for 11th at 12 under, still taking home a $200,000 bag of money. Some other notable names in the top 10, Maverick McNeely finished 10th, or Jake Knapp finished tied 5th. Of course, Joel Damon tied for 7th. Andrew Novak tied for 7th. Siwoo finished tied for second at 16 under. Was a great weekend of golf. Brooks Koepka did make the cut, and he finished tied for 56th at 4 under. So good to see Brooksy back out there. Good to see him make the cut in his first event back. I believe he's playing at the Waste Management coming up here. I know Joel got in, so looking forward to watching that. That's always a fun tournament to watch. But what an epic weekend on the PGA Tour. Switching over to the ladies' side of things, guys, they were not in Torrey Pines. They were in Orlando at Lake Nona Golf and Country Club. And Nelly Korda got back into the winning circle. I think it had been a little bit since she got a win. That tournament did get cut from 72 holes down to 56. They did not play the final day. She winds up getting a win either way. And I'm a big Nelly fan. So really, really glad to see Nelly back in the winner's circle, or this weekend down in Florida, in Orlando. What a performance she put on. So great golf all the way around on the PGA Tour side and the LPGA Tour side. And then earlier today, and listen, my biggest complaint with the TGL right now, my biggest complaint is the times that they put this on. I think this came on around 4:30 today, or 4 o'clock, something like that. Like, it was over by 6. I mean, most people on a Monday are still at work or driving home when they put this on TV. But Jupiter finally got their first win. So there's that. Akshay, Max Homa, Tiger on the sidelines, of course. They played the defending champs, the Atlanta Drives, and they won 8-6. So Tiger must have put some fear into them, told them, listen, boys, y'all going to have to start putting together some wins, or I'm going to have to take a chance of ripping my back out because I can't do all this losing. But either way, Jupiter finally gets their first win, and the TGL season's in full swing. I believe earlier this week, Boston played against the Bay, and Boston won that, and they are undefeated as of right now. That would be Rory's team. But overall, a lot of golf guys were getting back into full swing, getting back into, tournaments going on every weekend and that sort of deal. The Masters will be here before we know it. So I'm super excited. I love this time of year. Last thing I want to mention before we get into the episode is the Super Bowl's this weekend. And before the next episode comes out, there will be a new Super Bowl champion. No, this is not a football podcast, but go Patriots. Seahawks versus Patriots. I'm on the Patriots bandwagon, so go Pats. Hope Mike Vrabel gets his Super Bowl up there in New England. All right, guys, what you've all really been waiting for is this interview right here. And today we have a very special guest. We have the Women's World Long Drive Champion from 2025, Miss Kelly Rudney, on the podcast today with a special co-host, another member of the Smash Factory from our best episode ever, the Smash Factory episode. Mr. Four Right Sorry joins me as a special co-host for this episode and helps me through the episode with Miss Kelly Rudney, who is also of the Smash Factory. She was not able to get on the day that we did that episode, so we brought her on by herself, and her story's so incredible that she deserved that. So can't wait for you guys to hear it. Let's go ahead and jump into this great episode with Miss Kelly Rudney. Guys, real quick, before we get to the episode, I want to tell y'all about the Small Creators Scramble. Now, this is a scramble built by small creators for everybody. It's in Bowling Green, Kentucky, April 18th at Crosswinds Golf Course in Bowling Green. Going to be a great time. It's a charity event. We're raising money for First Tee of Kentucky and Cody B. Frankie's Memorial Fund. If you want to sign up, the link will be down in the description wherever you get this podcast, and we look forward to seeing you there. It's going to be a fun time. Enjoy this episode with Kelly Rudney, the Women's World Long Drive Champ. All right, guys, welcome to episode 15 of From the Bunker, and today we have a very special guest and a special co-host. First, I'll introduce the co-host. He's been on here before with the Smash Factory, the captain, Adam, Four Right Sorry, better known as. Appreciate you
thanks for
being
having
here
me, Josh.
today, and not a problem. And we also have a really, really special guest, and the whole reason that me and Adam want to be here is Miss Kelly Rudney joins the podcast. If you listen to the Smash Factory episode, we talked about her a little bit, and she is someone who puts all of the speed, training, and intent into real world results. She is a 3-time Canadian national champ, a 2-time Open Pro ULD champ, and the 2025 Women's World Long Drive champ with a 413-yard shot. She's chased the world record. She's redefining what people think about women's long drive, and she's doing it the right way through training, mindset, and a lot of hard work. Kelly, we appreciate you being here today.
Thanks you, Josh. That's a great introduction. I appreciate that.
Not a problem. You've earned every bit of it and more. We were talking before the episode, and she's probably even got more accolades than I read. So I feel bad that we left some out, but she's got a list of medals, trophies, jewelry, the whole 9 yards. We're going to jump right into it here. Take us back before all the trophies, before the beautiful belt, before the rings. What did golf look like for you early on in life?
Josh, golf, I mean, that's a loaded question. My dad's a golf pro. So as little kids, he would take us to Elmira Golf Course where he was a pro for 18 years. We really didn't want to do much golf. We just wanted to drive really fast over the hills, right? It's every kid just wants to go over the hills really fast and bounce around the golf cart. So he got a little frustrated with us. He's better with paying clients than he is his children. So, we kind of left that alone. I've played a ton of different sports in between. One day we were bored at home, and my youngest brother and I just grabbed his golf clubs and we went to the local high school and we pretty much taught ourselves how to hit a golf ball. So from there, when we were putting balls through people's windows and their houses, we would run away, and that ended it. Later on in life, obviously, you want to play some beer golf with your buddies. So I picked that up. Basically, I played, I don't know if I could say this, but kind of all my life I've played whack fuck.
I'm still playing whack fuck.
Well, I mean, I am too. I don't play enough anymore. At one point I was an 8 handicap. I really enjoyed it, but then I found long drive. So I'm gonna try this year to do both. Play a lot of golf with a lot of good friends, and still compete at long drive.
That's absolutely awesome. Great story. I can relate to the hitting balls through windows thing. That's happened to me before. But you didn't start in long drive, as you said. Kind of, early on, you played a lot more golf. Was an 8 handicap. How did the range rivalry turn into something serious? How did you get involved with the long drive?
Well, like my friends always said, I hit the ball far, and I just didn't know if I hit it far or they didn't hit it far enough.
You hit it far.
Right?
Yeah, you hit it far.
Well, so one day I went to the Toronto Golf Show, took my brother who had never been, and we came across this Canada long drive booth. It was 3 balls for $5 or whatever it was. And my brother said, you should do it. And I said, well, if I'm doing it, you're doing it. And he goes, whatever. So of course I walk up and give them my $5. I'm in like my Birkenstocks or my flip flops, whatever. And actually, one of them's a really good friend of mine now. His name's Chris McLean. He was running the booth, and it was kind of funny because they kind of did the eye roll. What club do you want? So I don't care. I don't know. Just give me something.
Give me a 7-iron.
Yeah, just I don't know. So just give me one. So then it was like, do you want a glove? And I'm like, is somebody else wearing it? If so, I don't want it. So they just were kind of like, okay, hit the ball at the screen. So my first ball I hit at the screen straight down the middle, 275, and they were like, oh wow. So I actually won that event, if you can call it an event. Had the longest drive for the women over the entire weekend.
That's
So
amazing.
right then and there, they gave me a pamphlet and said, we think you should go try this. And the pamphlet was for Amateur Long Drive Canada, which I had no clue we had in Canada at all. So I brought it home and I read it and I hummed and I hawed. And I thought, if I never try, I'll never know. So here I am.
There you are.
That's amazing.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
That is
And
an
it's been a
amazing
blast.
story.
It's been a blast.
Yeah. Some of the things in life and in sports and golf, we can all relate to it. Some of the things that, you never thought of or never wanted to try or didn't even know exist, for example, turn into some of our best qualities or some of the best things that we're, great at as people. So that's an incredible story. And I'm glad that you stopped at that booth that day because look at you now, right?
Yeah, me too. I always say you never know who you could be or what you could be if you don't try. And I say to everybody at charity tournaments who can hit the ball far, get out to long drive and try it because you never know.
Absolutely. So, Adam,
Yes, sir.
Right?
you might
Get
have to
back
try it,
into it,
buddy.
Adam.
You smack it. Other than that day at the golf show that you walked up to that tent or that simulator and hit that shot, was there a moment where, somebody said, you could be at lead at this, like you should really take it seriously?
No, because I mean, I didn't really know that long drive existed. I really never saw a platform for it. I didn't see it on TV. I mean, I'm sure it was there. I just didn't know it was there. And honestly, as a kid, I didn't really watch a lot of TV. I played pretty much every sport you can think of. I played semi-pro soccer. I was ranked in tennis. I was really busy doing all kinds of stuff. Had I known, I absolutely wish I had known because who knows what I could have done years ago.
Did I read that you're 50 years old?
Yeah, I'm 51. Yeah. I won worlds at age 50.
crazy.
Yeah.
That is so impressive. I mean, I'm 30, about to be 31, and it takes me about 9 swings to catch up with that 430-yard or 13-yard drive.
I've just always been athletic, and I guess I have great genes. I mean, both my parents, like I said, my dad's a golf pro. My mom She golfed, she played tennis, she went to the Pan Am Games when she was younger for basketball. So it's in my blood.
Sometimes just pure athleticism. I don't know that I said that right,
Close
but
enough.
either way, some of these guys that are, professional athletes, like football players, for example, Josh Allen probably plays golf maybe 10 times a year, and the kid's a pretty decent stick.
He
I
is.
mean, he's pretty good. So, and there's a lot of guys like that, baseball players, football players. So that makes complete sense, that it just, runs in the blood. Early on, what was harder, believing that, you were belong there, that you were meant to be there, or, actually putting in the work?
Believing I was meant to be there. I mean, it's taken me a very long time. I started in 2019, and to be honest with you, it was only this year that I really actually got out of my own head and started to believe in myself. And I think that's a lot of what I attribute myself winning this year. I mean, I won 2 events. I had a slow start at the very first one. I came T5 or something, and then came in third the other one. So, I mean, once I won Endless Summer this year, that was kind of the turning point for me. It was like, okay, I can do this, and I just had to believe in myself. Hitting golf balls is easy. It's the mind
Well,
game
for
that you
some
play with
people.
yourself that's the problem.
Yep. 100%.
I think I was always worried, I have so many friends and family that support me, and people online that watch me, and I think I get to those pressure events, like, you get to the top 8 and all of a sudden you're 1v1 in sudden death semifinals, and I was too worried about disappointing everybody. You know, oh my god, I'm going to disappoint people if I don't get further.
Totally makes sense. And do you think that that's what clicked for you? Was it that moment that you decided, okay, I'm going to believe in myself? Is that what kind of changed everything? Is that what kept you going, got you going, kept you going?
Yeah, so my very first event this year, I have Graves' disease, which is hyperthyroid, and my medication stuff was great forever, and then I ended up relapsing. So my levels went all wonky. I lost a whole ton of weight. I lost muscle. I was tired. And the first event was really hard. I was not going to go. I went because I paid for everything already. And I did better than I thought. Like, I tied for fifth. So it was that
Awesome.
point I was like, okay, I've lost 20 pounds. I've lost a ton of muscle. I'm weak, and I'm still in the mix. So, once I got that right, I felt great. And then the next event was Endless Summer. I felt amazing. And right really from the beginning of Endless Summer, felt like I was going to win that event. So that was kind of winning that event was a turning point, because I literally got up every day after that and told myself I was going to win Worlds.
That's amazing. And you did. That is absolutely amazing. What does long drive demand mentally? Since we're getting over there to believing in yourself, what does it demand mentally that people never see?
I think it's like any sport. I mean, there's so many of us that are, I don't want to say I don't want to say that we're non-believers, but we are in
Yep.
ourselves. Not in a
Yep.
sport, not in anybody else, but in ourselves. We get so into, everything going on around us, and who's going to think what if we don't win, and all that kind of stuff. And I think at some point in time you end up kind of beating yourself down, and not on purpose. But it's definitely the mental aspect is a make or break, I think. And I think a lot of people suffer in silence because they just put so much pressure on themselves, and then they can't perform, and nobody really asks why or understands why you're just so down in the dumps, because you just can't mentally get past it.
That makes a lot of sense. And I'm in golf a totally different way
We
than
all
you.
are a totally different way than her.
Yeah. And, I'm kind of, but I can still understand that in a totally different way, right? But even sometimes with content, I have those same feelings about, I've got to impress people. I've got to do this a certain way, or they're not going to like, I struggle with that same stuff, just in a different way. And yours is for a lot bigger prize, right? But I totally understand where you're coming from. So appreciate you sharing that with me. I think mental health is something that's not talked about enough, and
No, it's not.
100%.
struggling with believing in yourself. Welcome to the show, my guest co-host, Mr. Four Right Sorry.
It
Take it
is
from here,
good to be
buddy.
here, Josh. I appreciate you having me on. Had a blast last
Yes,
time, and
sir.
he asked me to co-host today, and I was like, absolutely. I'm not working. I'm totally game. You
Sweet.
know, when we had everybody but Kelly on, she was watering her sled dogs or something up in Canada. I don't remember what she was doing, but you know, we met at that your creator tournament you had down there, which was just blast. Love playing in that. And this is kind of where we all got the idea, you know, to form the Smash Factory. I was heading to another tournament down in Florida. It was a creator tournament, and I had a guy back out last second. His son got sick. And I was like, crap, I need somebody else. So just as a whim I made a TikTok video, and I was like, hey, anybody wants to play in this creator tournament, let me know. So I get a message from Kelly Rudney. It's like, that name sounds so familiar. I can't place it, but I know that name. And then I looked and I was like, holy crap, that's why I knew that name. She's a women's world long drive champion, obviously. And I was like, it was probably a fake account. Guess what? It wasn't. It was Kelly. It was real. So we got to meet down there in Florida. Kelly flew in and she was driving up from Orlando. And I was like, hey, just meet me at Golf Galaxy. And I was walking over there. She said she was there. And I was like, man, she's famous. She is literally a world champion. I really hope she's not a bitch. Like, please don't be, please be cool. And she's literally one of the coolest, most humble people I've ever met in my life. I consider her a good friend now. And I'm so glad that we ended up, you know, meeting and being able to do some stuff together. It was awesome.
Me too. And you know, I took a chance. Like I said earlier, I didn't know if you guys were just gonna like murder me and chop me up in pieces, or you know, I just finished the creator open, and I thought, what a great thing to just jump into another one. So,
So glad you
I
did.
took the chance.
So, you know, long drive, violent and fast, it's crazy. Josh talked about the mental state earlier. How do you handle all the pressure of this? Like with being a world champion, with being in the public eye, with having to perform. I mean, how do you just stay so calm and just so humble? Like, how do you do it?
Well, I mean, I haven't had to hit in another event since Worlds. I don't really feel any pressure at this point. I mean, I know there will be whenever the schedule comes out for the first event. I'm sure the eyes will be on me a lot. How am I going to handle that? I mean, I don't actually know. I'll go out and have fun. I mean, I perform better when I have a good time and I'm laughing and I'm joking, and you know, we'll see how it goes. I just try and stay positive. I mean, like I said, I haven't had an event yet, so I know the belt comes with some
Much
pressure.
power comes much responsibility.
Absolutely, and at this point, I don't feel any because I don't know when the next event is.
Speaking of your world championship last year, final swing. You won it on the final swing, right? You won it. Which swing did you win it on?
I think it was the third swing. I think you have to swing as hard as you can on every swing. I mean, up against Monica Living, she's six balled so many people that I can't even count. So even though I hit a 409-yard drive, I mean, that didn't mean that solidified the final. I still had to try and hit every ball as best as possible right down to the
Well, you
last
just
one.
answered the next thing I was going to ask about what's going through your head. We're just going to keep driving forward and take it from there, I assume.
Okay.
Just hit it as hard as you can and go on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit a ball OB, you can't dwell on that. You got to think forward and just pick the next place and then continue on forward.
But what is your mindset now after winning a world championship as opposed to your mindset when you kind of first got into not just the amateur stuff, but the professional stuff? How has your mindset changed?
Well, I think I have a whole lot more confidence. I mean, once you hoist that belt, you've got to be a little bit more confident. You beat everybody in the world.
Speaking of the belt, do you have the belt with you?
I do.
Everybody check this thing out. This thing is so awesome.
Would you like to see it?
See it in
Yes.
person.
I'm about to
Look
fangirl.
at that thing. Isn't
That
it
is
though?
beautiful. I mean, yes.
It's
Yes.
heavy too.
It looks phenomenal.
Kelly let me hold it for a second and then she yanked it away from me.
And I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see it, but there's been a couple spots that I've had to Sharpie because I've dropped it.
That, and I seen that belt was a hot commodity at the PGA show here a
It
couple of weeks
was.
ago too, right?
It was. I took a chance on taking it with me, but it was a very hot commodity. Everybody wanted pictures, and I think it gave me a little bit more clout at the PGA show that I don't tell people that I'm the world champion, but Jared Smith, who I was with, was my biggest hype man and told everybody, and then proceeded to pull the belt out of my knapsack to show everybody. And of course, then everybody was like, whoa, you're really the champion. So let's take pictures.
Humble. That's amazing. And I don't think, at least from my experience, I don't run into a lot of people in the golf world that are necessarily really humble like that. So I respect that, but you should be proud of it because it's a huge accomplishment and you should be proud of it. But I do respect that as well.
I'm very proud of it. I mean, I worked hard and it finally paid off. I mean, it came pretty quick for me. I mean, I only started in 2019. You know, some of us have won like Monica won, I think, in her first year. Took me a couple more years than her. Phyllis, when she first started, won relatively quickly. I mean, she started when she was 19. So yeah, I mean, it's been a very fast-paced kind of rise to the top, I guess, if you can call that.
All I know is if I was a world long drive champion, I would wear that thing to bed. I would wear it to the grocery store. I would shower in it.
Well, I'm trying to do more with it, right?
It's been active.
I'm trying to, yeah.
It has been active.
Yeah, it has active. I mean, I'm really trying to show it off
As you
at this
should.
point, but I'm just trying to have fun with it, and hopefully
The refrigerator video today that you put out, I believe that was today or yesterday. That was
Yeah.
pretty good.
I like that.
I have more. I have more that will be out.
If you want to go see that video or any of Kelly's stuff, I'm going to have all of her links to all of her socials, all that stuff down in the description wherever you're getting the podcast. So just go down there. It'll say Kelly Rudney. Click it. Go look at it, follow her, all
Amen.
that stuff. For the people listening who have never seen Long Drive live, I mean, most people have heard of it. Of course, Kyle Berkshire kind of made it a household name, if you will. But from your perspective, if you would, explain to me what Long Drive is.
Long Drive it's definitely not golf. It's loud, lots of people screaming at balls, music pumping in the background. You get 6 balls in your sets. It's always the furthest ball wins in that set. You get 2.5 minutes. And you're really just trying to hit it as hard as you can and as far as you can within the grid lines. I mean, it's that.
Yep. And a lot of people have seen clips and stuff, but even myself, I really didn't even hear about Long Drive until Bryson DeChambeau, Kyle Berkshire, these guys started getting into it, and I was seeing it everywhere on social media. Kind of like you, I really didn't know it was a thing either. So I'm still learning about it myself, but it sounds like it would be a hell of a place to go watch, like an event to attend. So I'd definitely love to come see you do that one day.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, it's super energetic. Fans are screaming. I mean, of course, they're having drinks and having a good time. And, we're yelling at balls or we're making jokes when we pop a ball straight up in the air. It's electrifying.
And I'll tell you
really.
right now,
Yeah.
in person, watching her hit a ball in person is a hell of a lot different than watching it on a screen. We are playing in that tournament. I went out there 330, 340, plugged in the backside of a fairway bunker, and her ball just waves at mine as it goes by. It's so odd, but so cool at the same time. It's like, good God, how does you just gotta see it in person? That's all. It's just amazing. Can't even talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait
It's
to
the
see
sound
it.
for me. It's the sound of the driver hitting that ball. It's the it's the whoosh and the snap of that shaft that it's just
It is a great feeling,
it is.
especially for somebody like me that hits one center of the face about 1 out of 212. So when I hear that sound, it's really a celebration. Adam kind of mentioned it, but how different, or is it different at all, your on-course swing? So like when you're going out to play rather than what you would do at the Long Drive, how different is it, or is it different?
I honestly I would really have to work hard at having an on-course swing. If I'm playing, I call it properly, I don't use a driver on the course.
Wow. Hit
Well,
3 wood off the tip.
usually a 4 or a 5 iron. The 5 iron's probably about 225-ish. So
That's literally my full send driver.
so I'm okay,
I quit.
and I can control the irons better than I can control that long drive swing on a
Right.
golf course. I mean, if I'm in the rough with a 5-iron, it's okay. If I'm pulling out the driver, I might be a fairway over or in the middle of the forest or, so it's for me it's a long drive swing or it's a 5-iron.
Understood. I respect that. I mean, I guess if you hit your 5-iron 225, I mean, you really don't need a driver,
Not
so
really.
I totally get it. Well,
I
I
mean,
don't
that's
get
just
it, but I
course
do.
management, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Is accuracy at all a part of your game, or is it truly just speed?
It is. I mean, I pick a spot on the grid and that's what I aim for. Um and if I pick the right spot and I hook it a little bit, I'm still okay. I'm still in the grid because I've picked a spot, on the right-hand side. So as long as I can aim for that spot, if I have a little bit of spin on that ball, it's still gonna land in the grid. And in saying that, sometimes we don't hit the grid. Sometimes it's just not in the cards. So
Yeah.
accuracy really is a big part of it, especially now World Long Drive has said if you get no balls in the grid, you get minus points.
Ooh.
Wow.
So now they're taking points away for not hitting the grid.
How wide would you say the grid is, or does it change event to event, or
It changes event to event,
okay?
generally.
Is there like a average that you might know, or like
I'd say
a
the average is
normalcy?
probably about 60 yards wide.
That's really not that much, though.
No,
It's really not.
A 60-yard wide
no,
grid, if
it's
you're hitting the
not.
ball 100 yards, is pretty wide. But if you hit the ball 400,
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like a cart path,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say there's some courses that fairways are 50, 60 yards wide in some spots,
if
right,
not
Adam?
more.
Right, Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I guess I would have had the thought in my head if I didn't talk to your ass that that grid would be much wider. So that really answers the question about accuracy because, like you said, you kind of do have to be accurate as well. So, I mean, that's even more impressive that you can hit a ball so far, 413 yards, and still get it within a
And it shows
fairway,
you how
pretty much.
good that they actually are, that Kelly actually is, to hit a ball that far and hit it inside of a designated area that small and do it repeatedly.
That's crazy.
If you had to pick one, Kelly, would you pick speed or strength? What's more important?
It is a really good question. It's almost loaded because I mean
You kind
one
of need
one
both.
comes with the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I think you kinda need the strength. If I look back to when I was not healthy, I wasn't as strong. I didn't have the strength and couldn't quite swing fast enough. So,
Right.
I think I would take strength because with strength would come speed.
That makes sense.
Speed would follow the strength.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. That tells me and a lot of listeners we need to hit the damn gym. What's the biggest misconception you would say that a regular guy like me or a weekend golfer, if you will, what would be their biggest misconception about lawn drive?
Oh, that we use illegal clubs.
Okay,
So
that's a
every
great
club,
one.
yes. I mean, I've heard that so many times. Oh, you guys use illegal clubs. Even when I do charity events, they're like, well, your clubs aren't legal. But all our clubs and shafts and everything have to be USGA approved. So,
Wow.
yep,
I did not know that.
yep,
I didn't know they had to be USGA approved.
yep.
That is
If they're not on the list, you're not using them. And they're measured. They have to be under 48 inches, no different than the PGA. And everyone says, oh, the PGA is 6 inches, and that's not true. That's a local rule. So it's, they don't really understand the local rule. So I explain, like if the Masters want only 46 inches, well, that's the rule for that course. But like anything under 48 inches in any golf tournament is legal.
understood.
So I
Yeah,
think that's the biggest misconception. I hear it all the time.
yeah. I mean, even me, I guess I would have probably thought if somebody asked me that they wouldn't have had to be USGA approved, not necessarily illegal, but I guess illegal for a USGA
Right.
ruled tournament, but I probably would have thought that myself. So that's awesome tidbit to learn there. Appreciate you sharing that
I mean,
information.
if you look back years and years and years ago, it wasn't regulated.
Okay.
You know, they were using 52-inch, 56, and one guy was using 56-inch shaft. I mean, I don't even know how you'd swing that.
I had a
Right.
52.
You had a 52. So I mean, and you guys had those massive, massive bags because it wouldn't fit in anything else. And the heads never came off them way back then, so they were fixed. And yeah, so I mean, years and years ago, it wasn't quite regulated, and I don't even know at what point in time, what year they regulated it to be USGA and at 48 inches. You know, as long as I'm doing charity tournaments, I'm educating people that we're using legal equipment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And hopefully a lot of people will learn from that as well, listening to this. I want to talk to you about women's distancing and the distances that women are hitting. And I'm not the type of person that likes to separate it. You know, I think that especially in golf, me and you can go out and compete with each other. But what would you say has changed where women like yourself and these other women that you compete against, what has changed? Is it training? Is it practice? Is it belief in self? What's made the women's side of hitting the golf ball so damn far explode?
Well, I mean, I think if you look at over the years, obviously, from a persimmon to now, it's equipment. And I think,
Legal equipment.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, technology, everyone chases every year. How many people get a new driver every year because the drivers come out and they say you get more distance or you get more
Yeah.
forgiveness. So I mean, technology is always evolving. I mean, it's helping the men as well. But I don't know. I think I can't say that. Well, I definitely can't say that we're more in shape than they used to be because I mean, we're all athletes, so we all have to be in some sort of shape. I think I don't know. I think it's just in evolution. I
Yeah.
can't really pinpoint one thing because I mean, I'm newer in the sport as well. So I mean, I could look back and say, yeah, the balls are different and the clubs are different, and the sport, the training has evolved just like every other sports. I think you can say that probably for all sports that equipment and training and everything else has just gotten a little
I
bit
feel
more
like the
advanced.
science and the technique too. Because back in the day, it was just hit as hard as you
Yeah.
can. And now there's so much thinking that goes into it, not just me take club, me hit ball far. Now
Well, there's still
there
a lot
is.
of that,
But if you look at
Adam.
like Bryson, I
I
mean,
mean,
Bryson's a perfect example. The dude is
yeah,
like a mad scientist when it comes
yeah,
to stuff like that.
yeah, that's scientists. Yeah,
So I think the techniques have
yeah,
changed a little bit too.
yeah. I mean, I don't really want to say that the women years ago weren't as good because they were. Yeah, I don't. It's hard to answer that. I mean,
Yeah, I understand. That it's just like, I mean, I get it because I mean, you think about like the greats like Ben Hogan or Jack Nicklaus or these guys that played with wooden clubs and whatever, and they were still hitting the ball to, 270, 260, 250. Imagine them guys playing in today's day and age with the balls and the clubs that we have now.
right.
So that
Be on the
makes
long drive
total
range,
sense. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I've seen your setup, I've hit your setup, but a lot of people want to know what kind of setup you got, your head, your shaft, your grips. With a grip, that's what threw me for a loop.
The grips throw a lot of people for a loop, but I mean, once they try them, they usually come over to the other side. So I use an Acura shaft right now. It's an MO, so it's very whippy.
Very whippy.
Yeah, it is. It's probably about 190-ish CPM in and around there. I use it just under 48 inches, so nobody can say it's not legal. I use Cobra heads. So this year was the Adapt. So I did use a 9 degree as well as a 6. So, depending on conditions wherever I am, I'll choose which head to use. And the summer I used a 9 degree. I have it turned down future fit to a 7. And then the 6 degree head, obviously I hit at a 6, a 7 or an 8, again, depending on the conditions, which direction the wind's going, all that kind of stuff, right? If it's wet out, slight bit of science behind it. But my grips are Jumbo Max, and that's Bryson's grip. I actually use the Straight Tech ultralight mediums. So they're a little bit bigger. I mean, I've tinkered around with the larges. I may go back to those. I'm not sure, but my hands are very fast. And yes, I'm getting older. So I do have a little bit of arthritis in my one hand from catching pucks and that kind of stuff. So the bigger grips afford me to not murder my grip. Like you used to be able to feel like the fingerprints from me grabbing grabbing the club, and my hands are very fast. So when I block myself, I have to flip my hands over. And even sometimes when I don't block myself, I do that. So the bigger grip slows my hands down. So I'm not quite so flippy. Yeah, I mean, Jumbo Max has a great little app that you just do on your phone. It takes a picture of your hand, it asks you a couple questions, and it spits out a couple of recommendations for their grips.
I might have to try that.
It's real easy. I mean, it's almost foolproof.
So the way you described it, a lot of people probably won't understand. What's it comparable to? Is it comparable to like a stiff shaft, an extra stiff? More like senior
No,
flex, I would
it's
think, right?
more like senior flex. I always tell people if you waggle a pool noodle, that's pretty much what it
You're not
is.
that far off.
So normally somebody, at least like the common golfer, if somebody has a higher swing speed, they're going stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. What is the reasoning behind you using a senior flex? Is it the whip?
It's the whip.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you time that puppy up and you're hitting it 409 yards to win the world championship.
Apparently, that's how you do it. So you gave your secret out.
No, yeah. No, I think with long drive, I think if you look back, it's kind of gone on a trend, I think, for a lot of the guys. They were like 6X stiff, and then, somebody would come in and win with a whippier shaft, and then that kind of everybody went that direction, and then, like somebody like Justin James would come back in with a stiff shaft again, and then it would kind of it fluctuates with the guys. I'm not too sure if it does with the women. I think we just kind of all use what we like and what works for us. And I think we're a little bit more stubborn that way. It's not
Makes
really a
sense.
trend for us.
Women are definitely stubborn. Not you, Kelly, but
No,
all the
we
other
do.
women.
I'll admit it. We all are. I'm probably gonna get some heat from saying that, but
Kelly, if you had to choose, would you rather spend more time in the gym working on your strengths or more time working on technique at the range or like in a sim or with a coach?
I think I would spend more time in the gym. I work like 16 hours a day and I don't really have the time.
If you
I
had
mean,
the
by the
time,
time I drive home, if I had the time, it would be more time in the gym.
that's fair.
Definitely. I mean, I can hit a bucket of balls and be happy as long as I've worked on what I wanted to work on. But I think it's more the gym for me.
Everybody's chasing distance, right? Everybody's
Everybody,
chasing distance. So everybody wants to hit
yes.
the ball farther. What are some things that like us normal folk are doing wrong when we're trying to chase distance? And what's some stuff we're doing right? Or what's some stuff we need to be doing?
Well, if you're golfing and hitting down on a driver, you're not really doing anything wrong because that is a golf swing for a driver. But if you want to hit it farther on the golf course, you're going to get your shoulder tilt properly and hit up a little bit more on that ball. I mean, height equals distance when it comes to driver, and I mean that's the one club in your bag you should be hitting up on and not down on if you want more distance.
Fair enough.
So I think that's one of the major things. There's so many pieces to that, but if you can try and get your launch angle up on a golf course, you'll find that you hit the ball quite a bit further.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you. Just curious, like, so you're from Canada, still live in Canada?
I do. Yeah, I'm from Kitchener Waterloo area in Ontario, about an hour outside of Toronto.
That's awesome. And what does the World Long Drive Women's Champion do when she's not long driving? Do you have other hobbies? You mentioned that you work long days. I figured that the World Long Drive Champion was just, hitting balls all the time. So tell me a little bit about like your
Tons.
day-to-day life. Yeah.
No, I work in the TV industry.
Wow.
Yeah. So, at the moment, well, the past year I've been working in Oakville, which is about an hour away from me. So they're long hours. I work in locations. So obviously behind the scenes. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. So that takes up most of my time. I'm kind of a weekend, especially in the winter, I'm a weekend warrior for hitting balls because obviously we have like 3 feet of snow out here. And I think tonight's like minus 35.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm
so
bitching about 12
I know.
degrees.
Every time I
That's
say it's cold,
crazy.
and we got a little group chat with Smash Factory, every time I'm like, it's cold outside, it's 30, it's 28 degrees. Kelly will send a picture of like negative 28 degrees, real feel negative 50, 18 foot of snow. It's like,
That's
I'm
insane.
sorry.
yeah. So I mean, weekend warrior is inside in a simulator. During the summer, the nice hours, I can leave work, hit a driving range for an hour, and get home. But I'm pretty much a weekend warrior for everything. If I'm home and sleeping in bed by 9, I get 5 hours sleep because I'm up at 2 o'clock every morning. So
Grinder.
there's not much to do but nap on the couch when I get home and then crawl into bed. And all my errands and everything are done on weekends.
With everything that you've got going on and as many hours as you put in, I really do appreciate you coming on the podcast with everything that you've got going on. I've just got a few more for you. We're going to do something that I do with every guest. It's called rapid fire from the bunker. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions, rapid fire answers. Let's start with this. Fairways too narrow or just right?
No, too narrow.
Okay. Center face or absolute nuke?
Center face.
There we go. Harder, speed or timing? One golfer you'd love to long drive against that you haven't or have.
One golfer? Jeez, this is not rapid. Bryson.
Okay. Go to pump song.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah. One thing always in your golf bag.
Fireball.
Driver off the deck, yes or no?
No.
Love it. Best feeling world title or personal best long drive?
But they go hand in hand.
All right. Tie. We'll give
Yeah,
it a
the
tie.
tie.
What's still left on your golf bucket list?
To play more golf.
Love that. Love that. And then the last one, this is not necessarily a rapid fire. This can be a little bit longer form. So I was talking to a buddy earlier today. Shout out my buddy Breaking 80 Golf. And he wanted me to ask you, he said that he was looking at, a bunch of your stuff, a bunch of your swing videos and things like that. And he noticed that your swing speed was just a couple miles per hour higher than his. But of course, he's not hitting the driver near as far as you are. He was curious, what is the difference? What are you doing different that's giving you that distance with a similar swing speed? Even though let's point out the fact that yours is faster than his.
I think it's the technique on hitting up on the ball. Your swing path is a big one. If you're cutting across the ball, if you got too much spin on the ball, then it's gonna drop out of the sky. You're not gonna hit it as far. That's just a couple of ideas of why you might not be
Probably
hitting
some
as
spin too.
far. I mean, I've worked. That's what I mean. If you have too much spin, it's not gonna go anywhere. That's the same as if
Totally
you
makes
have
sense.
not enough spin, it'll drop right out of the sky too, right? So
You got to find that perfect sweet spot.
yeah, and I mean, go get fitted for your swing. I mean, that's what I did. Like this year with the Future Fit, I took all my stuff to Virtual Golf, and I took all my shafts, all the different shafts, all the heads, all the different weights, and I gave them to him, and I said, "Build this stuff. Don't tell me what I'm hitting, and I'll just hit it, and we'll figure out my best optimized set."
A
Right?
blind trial almost.
We spent about 4 hours that day. I spent about 4 hours hitting balls on the simulator, and he just kept switching stuff out, and no, that didn't work, and this doesn't work, and I mean, clearly it works because
So, something worked. I mean,
I won 2
Yeah.
events this year, and it was after I got fit, so I think that's kind of a big part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I got some closing questions for you. Women's golf is growing fast. What excites you the most about where it's headed?
I actually like the TGL, but I would like it to be, I think I'm kind of with Nelly, and I think it should be maybe partnered with the men so that there's more interaction. I mean, if you look at long drive, and I mean, I know you can't do that with a golf tournament. You can't have the men and women at the same time. I get that, but I think a little bit, if they would come together a little bit more and maybe do some team events and stuff like that together, I think it would help a whole lot
I
more.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually on this on this podcast a couple episodes ago when they announced that they were coming out with the women's league in the TGL. I'd actually said, I'm loving this, but I wish that they would have done it differently. And my idea was something like do a 6-person team, give each team 3 girls, 3 boys. They can do like a so many events are like 2 guys and 1 girl playing, and so many events are 2 girls and 1 guy playing on each team. Like you said, you couldn't necessarily do a golf tournament this way, but this is a platform or a type of event that you could make it work to mix it, and that would bring, I mean, imagine, Brooke Henderson or whoever, Nellie, Lexi Thompson, any of these girls going out there and playing on a Tuesday night with
That'd be
Tiger.
awesome.
Right.
That would be awesome. And I think that we would all love to see it. I think that it would bring more attention. I mean, there are some spectacular female players
Absolutely.
on the
100%.
LPGA.
And I think the LPGA is starting to get a whole lot more traction, which is awesome. I just think it would be great interaction for the men and the women to play together I guess collaborate. I mean, really,
Yeah,
it's no
I
different than
totally
Lana and
agree.
I collaborating out on the golf course together. We have a great time, and I think in that whole TGL league, I mean, it is more fun. It's not out on the golf course. They're laughing. I mean, I've never seen Tiger laugh so much in my life, right?
Right.
So they're having a good time. So I think that would bring the 2 leagues kind of closer together. And to see the men and the women together and laughing and having a good time, I think people would really enjoy that.
Yeah, so TGL, if you're listening, my take is you're missing the boat with not putting the women together with the men, and you're missing the boat not having at least one content creator on each team. But that's my personal opinion. Anyways, this is an important one for young girls or golfers listening, thinking, this isn't for me. I don't want to go try to, I can hit it far, but I don't want to go try. What would you tell them?
Do it anyways. Do it anyways.
Love that.
It's not about think the women are and the younger girls are a little bit, I want to say, more timid or don't want to look like they fail. And I think the guys are like, yes, I'm going to go. Yes, I want to pound the hell out of that ball. I want to be up on the tee box with Scotty Pyramid. I want to be up there with Colton Castro. I want to be up there with, Martin or Kyle. They don't care. It's like the women have these inhibitions, and I say just get out and do it. You can't, if you don't try, you don't know. If you go out and you don't hit it all that well the first time, I mean, there's so many people that will help you. I mean, people break clubs and don't have another club, and we give them one of our clubs. And if they beat us, they beat us. I mean, what are you going to do, right? Go out and try it and meet people and have fun. And I tell new golfers too, like, don't keep score, right? When you're learning, why do you keep score? Why do you want to know a round of 9 holes was, 140 shots? You want to go out and you want to have fun and you want to learn with other new people. Go out and try it and enjoy it and then get serious. But for all those younger kids, get out and do it. I mean, there's so many people. I don't see kids running around anymore like we used to. So the ones that do want to try it need to get out and need to go and compete and have a good time. And there's a lot of different avenues you can go through. You can go through ULD, Ultimate Long Drive. They have divisions all the way down to 7 years old.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
They have like from 7 years all the way up to 70 years.
Wow.
So it's a great little platform to start long drive, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't just jump into World Long Drive. I mean, you could, but how would you know? Start at grassroots, start at Ultimate Long Drive. They're all over Canada, all over the States. They're all over everywhere. You just go on their website and look it up. I mean, they have leagues everywhere, and amateur and pro.
That's something I don't think a lot of people know is
Yeah.
you're kind of saying there's steps, there's levels to it, kind of like golf. There's mini tours, there's the Corn Ferry, there's the professionals. So yeah, that's super awesome to learn. If they'd let me in that 7-year-old class, I might be able to compete.
Some of those 7-year-olds are hitting it over 100 yards.
When I'm
I know.
Like
I mean,
when I'm 70, I'm gonna be a force to be reckoned with on there.
a couple years ago, we had a 70-year-old woman, or 70 or 75-year-old woman hit it like almost 200 yards.
Crazy.
Right?
You'll get that belt one way or another.
Like, I'm hoping at 70 I can still stand and let alone hit a golf ball.
I heard that. I hope I just make it to 70.
You're 70.
Last one for you, Kelly. What's next for you this season? What's your plans? I know that, you mentioned the schedule hasn't come out yet, but what are your plans? I know you're going to compete in the long drive, but what else you got going on?
Well, I've got the group with Adam. There's this perfect segment into the Smash Factory. The Smash Factory. So
And if you haven't heard that episode, go listen to it.
Yeah.
Learn about it.
So I'm super pumped about that. We're going to have a lot of fun, make some content. We want to get the average Joe out golfing with us. We want to try and do some clinics, help the kids out if possible. We're all affiliated with somebody. If family doesn't have enough money for clubs, well, we can try and hook them up, right? We always want to try and help the next guy. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. We'll do some tournaments as a team. We'll do some content together and apart. So, I mean, I think that's it for this season. Yeah, my long drive season, I don't really know. I do have 2 events that are not with World Long Drive they're private events that I'm already going to go do. And then, whenever World Long Drive gets their schedule out, we'll see what it looks like, and I'll have to go from there. But I mean, charity events, I do a whole bunch of those all season too, so I'm looking forward to that. I always enjoy chatting with everybody and out driving them. Well, it's kind of nice. They all enjoy it. Some tournaments I've done for years, and they're so excited to come up to the hole I'm on just to watch me hit.
It's awesome.
I love that. And I love that you do a lot of charity events. Glad that you're a part of the Smash Factory. Like I mentioned, if you guys haven't.
Yeah, I'm excited. Super excited.
I'm super excited too, because doing the episode that we did with everybody else, they, the mission, the motto, if you will, the description of the Smash Factory and what y'all want to be and become is just, it's awesome. And like I said, if y'all haven't listened to that, go listen to it. Hear what these guys are about, because not only are they incredible people individually, they're a group of incredible people that are coming together that want to do something incredible. And I think that it is going to be incredible. So y'all make sure to check them out. I'll put all the Smash Factory stuff down in the description, just like Kelly's, just like Adam's, and myself, and From the Bunker. And then I'll also put the link if you want to go listen to that episode that we did.
Just to let everybody know, thanks for listening. And we had about an hour and 45-minute long conference call last night and pretty much planned out the Smash Factory through midsummer. So we've got a lot of super cool stuff coming up. You're going to get to see Kelly out drive me a lot, which, I've accepted it by now. It's fine. Everything's fine. And we're going to have a blast. We're going to have some cool people on. We're going to have some people you guys are going to know and you're going to recognize on as well, which is kind of cool. So have some cool special guests in the process of being lined up. Some already lined up. And Kelly will outdrive them too. I mean, that's just kind of what she does.
Sometimes.
Sounds like it's going to be an awesome year. I can't wait to get you guys and the whole entire Smash team back on here in a couple months to touch base and see what's going on. But Kelly, thank you so much for your time. Guys, this was episode number 15 of From the Bunker. We appreciate you. Make sure you check out everybody's links down in the description, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 a.m. Thanks.
Thank you so much.